Hey friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Ashley, welcome to my kitchen. Let's make a Jello cake. I was craving something fresh, but something sweet, a little bit different. Usually you would make it with a cake box mix. Unfortunately, I don't purchase those. I don't really like the box mixes too much. So today I am using a Chelsweets recipe for her vanilla cake. And then we'll do just the normal Jello cake mixture with a homemade cake. In my KitchenAid, I just have 3 1/4 cup all-purpose flour, 3 cups of granulated sugar, 2 1/2 teaspoons baking powder, and a teaspoon salt. I just whip that all together. We need to cut up this butter. It just wants it in chunks, and then we will add it to the KitchenAid and mix it up until there is no large chunks. I just made a huge mess everywhere. Oh no. Okay, this just says to mix it on low until there's no large crumbs. So it looks like that's about there. So I'm gonna shut it off. And now we will get to the rest of it. We want about 7 egg whites. We want a cup. So let's get going with our egg whites here. Clearly, I am rocking it today. Oh, we got a little bit in there. We're just gonna... Okay, there's 6. I am making a huge mess. This is real life over here. Okay, so here is our egg whites and a little bit of the egg yolk. We're just gonna count it. It's just below the 1 cup mark. I'm gonna call it good since I was having so much trouble. Okay, so let's add the eggs here. Mix this up until incorporated. Now we need 1 1/2 cups buttermilk. I just used the powder and mixed up with water. You just need it room temperature. I'm gonna turn our mixer on. This is harder to do than it looks with one hand. Okay, and now we're going to add the buttermilk slowly. My KitchenAid is making some weird noises. Uh-oh. Everything is mixed up in here. All we need to do is add 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, and I just use canola oil. That's what works best for us. And then we're adding 2 teaspoons vanilla. Okay, and now for the 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I don't really measure vanilla, I go overboard. So that's like 1 1/2. And that's, we're just gonna finish it off. The more the merrier with vanilla. I love it. Okay, now we're just gonna mix this up. Okay, so this is what it is looking like. It looks pretty good. I'm gonna turn it off quick and scrape the sides down with a spatula, and then we will put it in the pan. Okay, here is our cake batter all mixed up. I have my prepared pan here. My oven is preheating to 350 currently. This is roughly like an 11 by 9. I think it's just under 12 inches by 9 something. I get these from Walmart, just like a 10 pack. Now let's tackle all these dishes. My oven just beeped, so let's get this in the oven. It says roughly 34 to 35 minutes. Here is the cake. I just pulled it out of the oven. So the actual cake recipe that I used was for 3 8x8, and it didn't really work that well for a pan like this. It got pretty brown. I had to put it in for about 61 minutes. It's still pretty good. It just doesn't look good. But again, we're gonna put our Jello in and our Cool Whip on top and probably some strawberries on top as well. So you won't even know, and it shouldn't taste burnt because it's not really burnt, it's just brown. Sorry about the dog. She wants to go outside, but it's pouring rain. All right, so I'm gonna let this sit for about an hour just to cool down a bit. And then I will mix up our Jello with 1 cup of boiling water, poke all of our holes in there, pour it over, put it in the fridge for an hour, and then we'll do the rest of it. So let's start our bread. We're gonna start with 1 cup of hot water. I'm just gonna pour it into my stand mixer here. And then we need 2 tablespoons of sugar. So I have my sugar here. There's 1. There's 2. Next we need to add 2 3/4 teaspoons of active dry yeast. I just have a packet. What we need is a little bit more than a packet, so I'm going to use 1 full packet and then a 1/2 teaspoon of another packet. I actually happen to have one here that's already open, so I'm going to pull that out and get 1/2 teaspoon and hopefully not make a mess. I actually have a 1/4 teaspoon here, so I'll just do 2 of these. So 1, 2. Here's our mixture. I'm just gonna stir this up a little bit, get everything kind of combined there. And now we're gonna let the yeast bloom for about 5 to 10 minutes. Have let our yeast bloom for roughly 10 minutes. Now let's go ahead and add the rest of our ingredients. We need a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. I'm using canola oil. We need 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt and 3 cups of flour. I am adding our 1/4 cup of oil into the mixture. Now I will add the 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt. This is a 1/2 teaspoon, so I'm just gonna do 3 here. 1, 2, and 3. There is our 1/3 cup of flour. Now we just let this go until it kind of all sticks to the dough hook, and then once it gets to that point, you will just knead it for another 3 to 4 minutes. If you're using a hand mixer, once it kind of beads up in your hand mixer, you will just pull it out and mix it by hand, knead it by hand. This will again do that for me. Okay, we're at that stage. Now we are just going to knead this for about 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, it's kneading. We still have another 2 minutes to go. I will show you when it's done. Here's my dough after it has kneaded for 3 minutes. I'm going to take it off the dough hook. I'm going to put it in this bowl. I'm going to put just a tiny bit of olive oil here. It didn't say to do that, but it makes me nervous, so I'm just going to kind of give it a good coating with my hand here. So I just kind of moved it around. Now I'm going to cover it with this kitchen towel, and we're going to let it sit for about an hour and a half, just until it's doubled in size. I just wanted to say, if I didn't say it before, my brain's a little flustery today. We're just doing an all-day cook with me, so we're doing the Jello cake, the bread, and then I'll show you what we're having for dinner tonight. It's going to be my take on like a barbecue chicken pizza roll-up. We'll try them. I'm just kind of making my own recipe again, and I'm sorry for my appearance. This morning I woke up and decided after my shower I'm just going to blow dry it. I didn't do anything else. Don't have any makeup on. I just decided, who cares? Sometimes you just need a day like that just to have no makeup on. Hair is a mess. I'm having a good time in the kitchen. I've been playing with Stella today, cleaning a little bit. It's just been a pretty good day. My cake has now cooled quite a bit. It's still a little bit warm, but that'll be okay. So I have my 1 cup of boiling water. I'm going to add my strawberry jello. Just gonna add that in. Just want to dissolve all of the Jello in there. I have a butter knife here. You could use the back of it, top of it, it doesn't matter. You could use a fork if you wanted to. You can use like the back of a wooden spoon. All of mine are pretty large, so I don't want that big of holes. So I'm just going to use the back of the knife here, and I'm just going to poke holes in my cake. Try not to go all the way through. Edges of my cake are a little bit crispy, but you live and you learn. There's all my holes there. We're just going to take this and just pour it carefully over. Now all we're gonna do is stick this in the fridge for an hour, and then we will add the Cool Whip on top, and I think I'm gonna slice some strawberries on top as well. So it's been an hour. It's set to proof for about an hour and a half, but it has doubled in size. So what I'm going to do is punch it down and put it in my prepared loaf pan. I just spread a little butter on the sides and the bottom. Okay, so evidently I'm just full of fails today. It's all good. So what I did is just shape this into a loaf pan. I thought I recorded it, apparently I didn't. I just shaped it into kind of an oval shape, put it in the pan, and then we're just going to cover it up here for another hour, let it double in size again, and then we will bake it. Okay, so while we're waiting for the Jello cake and the bread, I am going to start on dinner. So again, I don't know if I said it before, I am making barbecue chicken, like pizza roll-up type thing. So I just have probably about a pound of chicken here. I'm just gonna throw this into my pan. Season it with some pepper. Again, I prefer like freshly ground. If you don't have that, just do whatever you want. Some salt, just a little bit. And then I have this Italian salad dressing like seasoning. I'm gonna throw a little bit of that on. Okay, and then I also have this Kinder's red garlic. That's what it looks like. I'm gonna throw some of this on as well. I'm just gonna pop this in the oven for about 20 minutes. I have it preheating to 400 degrees. Okay, so here is my chicken all cooked up. I need to shred it. So the best and quickest and easiest way I know how to shred chicken is to throw it in my KitchenAid. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm literally just going to dump it in and let it shred it up. Okay, and while that's going, it's gonna be a little noisy. It looks like this has already doubled in size since I had it on the back of the oven. So I turned the oven down to 350. I'm gonna let it sit for a second, and then we're gonna throw this in for, I believe, 30 minutes. Here is my chicken all shredded. I'm just gonna leave it in here. I'm gonna rest a towel over top so it doesn't get dried at all. And then once it's ready for dinner, I will mix everything that I want up mixed with it. And then we will start our barbecue chicken pizza roll-ups. Let's go ahead and put it in. I have it preheated again to 350. Put it in. Here is the Jello cake so far. It doesn't look super, super beautiful, but it'll taste good hopefully, so it'll be okay. So next we're just gonna take a whole thing of Cool Whip. This is the 8 ounces. I just have the extra creamy. I don't like this as much, but this is what I bought. This is what I have. This is what we're gonna use. So you literally just open it up and throw it on top. Okay, so we're just spreading it out the best we can here. It doesn't have to look super gorgeous. Make it look as pretty as you want. So I'm just kind of spreading it out here. This would be perfect for like a summer cookout or a party, whatever. I think I might take this to work. We shall see. I'm trying to make it as pretty as I can. That looks pretty good to me. So I'm just gonna throw this back into the fridge, let it chill. The best part, the stuff that I didn't put on top, it's a good snack. Okay, hopefully this is enough. If not, we'll cut them up. That's, oh gosh, how many strawberries did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 strawberries. We're just gonna lay our strawberries on top. It is all done. I only have 2 little pieces left, so that's a snack for me. I just wanted to show you a few things really quick while the bread is still in the oven. I know I'm jumping literally everywhere for this all day cook with me. I just took the day off today and decided, let's cook some things, let's clean some things. You won't really see that. This is just what I do on an average day. I'm always in the kitchen cooking. I love to cook. It's like my relaxing. Today, you know, was more of a mental health day for me. Just, we all need them. It's okay to take one. Cleaning and being in the kitchen is my therapy. Cooking, baking. For the barbecue chicken pizza roll-ups, I just have a small onion here and then a little bit of red bell pepper. This is the one from my previous video that I had chopped up and didn't use all of it in the freezer meal video. Go ahead and check that out. I will try and remember to link that below, or it's my most previous video. This video that you're seeing right now will probably be my 3rd video, so it's not hard to figure out which video. We'll put these in some garlic butter and get them softened up, and then we'll mix it in with our chicken. The bread is done. It looks and smells amazing. Let's take it out. We're just going to let it cool. Here is the bread. It looks and smells absolutely amazing. I just put it on this wire rack, this cooling rack. And I did some calculations because I was just wondering like how much this one loaf of bread cost me to make. The calculations and like the things I had that I purchased came down to 65 cents for this loaf. 65 cents. Last I checked, you cannot go to a grocery store and buy a loaf of bread for 65 cents. Unless you go to like an outlet or like a discount store of some sort, but 65 cents. We're gonna start cooking our veggies for dinner here. I just have this Kerrygold garlic and herb butter. I'm going to cook these up in this butter. Butter is melted, so now we're gonna throw in our veggies. So here is the pepper, and then we're not gonna do all this onion. We'll do about that. And then I will put the rest of this onion just in a bag to use for another meal later this week. So then we're just gonna cook these up and we'll add some garlic here in a little bit. Just wanted to mention, you don't have to use garlic butter. You can use olive oil, bacon grease. That would be my other preferred if I didn't have this garlic butter. Canola oil, whatever you wanted to use, coconut oil, literally anything that you would regularly cook veggies in, you can use. I would prefer to have red onions with this because it just goes better with that flavor. But again, we're using what we have. This normal onion will be just fine. Veggies are just about done. You can kind of see that there. I'm going to add some fresh garlic. This is just some that I chopped up, I believe, last night for dinner. And I just put in all the garlic in some olive oil, and that keeps it nice and fresh for a while, and I just stick it in the fridge. So I'm going to add just a little bit here. I'm going to try to get as much of the olive oil out as I can. About half a teaspoon. Actually, no, we're going to add like a full teaspoon. Okay, so now that my veggies are done over here on the stove, I'm going to add them into my KitchenAid where I have the chicken shredded. And I did just want to say that with this, you don't have to use like chicken breasts that you have to make. Go get a rotisserie chicken. That'll work just as well. I just happen to have the time today. Again, all day cooking. That's the name of the video. That's what we're doing. All day cooking. So I'm just going to mix this up with some barbecue sauce and some other things. Add, my oven's ready. A little bit of this, again, that Italian dressing seasoning. Like half a teaspoon. And then barbecue sauce. Star of the show. This is the best barbecue sauce. So I'm going to see how much I want. It's probably about 2 tablespoons or so, not too much. So I'm gonna add a little bit from this second bottle here. Probably half cup or so. And then I'm just gonna literally put this right on the stand mixer and mix it up and see what I think. All right, here is my mixture of everything. So I have crescent rolls. I'm just gonna smash them all together and then put the filling on, add some cheese, probably add some barbecue sauce as well, a little bit more, can't hurt. You could use pizza dough, you could use like the packaged pizza dough, make it up quick, roll it out into a rectangle. So we're literally just gonna unroll them and squeeze them all together. So I'm literally just pinching all the sides together. It doesn't have to be perfect. Probably takes just as much time as rolling out your pizza dough would. I'm just gonna add a little bit more barbecue sauce and kind of spread it out. This would be much easier with a basting brush, but I don't want to do more dishes than I have to. I'm just going to add our chicken mixture here. And I might not even need all of this, we'll see. There's quite a lot in here. And then I'm just gonna, whoops, I put you right in front of the camera. I'm going to add some cheese. I just have the Fiesta blend cheese. Again, use what you have. In our household, the more cheese, the merrier, so I'm gonna load it up. We have a dog whining to go outside. Good girl. If you're like me, throw the cheese everywhere. When I'm in the kitchen, it's a process. I'm always making a mess. Okay, so now we're literally just going to roll this up and we'll see how this goes. This could be a big disaster. They're kind of coming undone on me. That's okay, we're gonna make this work. Now I'm just gonna cut them up here. So we'll do about there, about there. They're falling apart on me, so I'd maybe recommend using pizza dough. Again, this is just kind of a recipe I made up, but we'll see how it goes here. Okay, so now I just have a pie plate. You can use any round baking dish. This was just in front. Here they are before they go in the oven. I'm gonna pop them in the oven for what the directions say on my crescent roll dough. So we'll pop these in the oven for 9 to 12 minutes, just until they're warmed through and the crescent rolls are cooked. I just put the extra barbecue chicken mixture in a container. I am going to probably make a sandwich for lunch tomorrow with our homemade bread and this. I'm sure it'll taste great with both of these. Okay, here is everything. We have our barbecue chicken pizza roll-ups out of the oven. We have our Jello cake that we made and our bread. There's everything. All right, guys, thanks for joining me in my all-day cook with me. Please give me a like and subscribe to my channel. It helps me a lot. Bye.